First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Yolanda Amadeo.
Good Sunday afternoon, South Georgia. It has been rather active in terms of showers and storms. We have several more rounds to go, not only through the rest of this evening, but as we continue on into the first part of the new work week. Notice on our first view 10 cam, we've got those raindrops in the area. Many have been hearing the rumbles of thunder. We have quite a bit of lightning, but on the other side, notice how much cooler it has been throughout the weekend, especially on this Sunday. Right now, we've got mid to upper 70s, although it's currently 81 Tifton Moultrie, not even talking about anything in the 90s as we are continuing with much cooler air as well as much wetter conditions for the end of this weekend. Now, rainfall amounts haven't been all that high so far. However, flood watch does extend for the rest of this Sunday on into your Monday until 8 p.m. Rainfall amounts will average about 3 to 5 inches. Could see as much as 8 inches in isolated areas, but with those rainfall amounts, there could likely be rising water, not only in low-lying areas, but also on roadways. So if you're heading out and about any time for the rest of this Sunday, throughout the day on Monday, just be aware of roads being covered with water, and keep in mind the old adage, turn around, don't drown. Here's what we are finding on our First Alert radar network as of 4 p.m. Yes, we've got quite a bit of activity ongoing. Light to moderate, even heavy downpours. Notice along I-75 right through Cook as well as Lowndes counties. This is all pushing off toward the northeast. Heavier activity right around Nashville, Berrien County, and then moving over into Atkinson County, right around Homerville. Very heavy rainfall that is extending into the southern portions of Atkinson County. So therefore, Pearson, just be aware, heavy rain gradually heading your way. You've got some hefty activity right around Tifton that stretches right into Chula along I-75. Notice over into Ashburn, areas of Turner County. Now that's moving toward Ben Hill, Irwin counties. Also weather continuing across Worth County. Not quite as heavy, but you do have some moderate rainfall north of the city coming right through Doherty County. We've had some of those drenching downpours. However, right now we have a brief break from that activity, although most areas are getting in on some showers as of this time, stretching just across the Doherty, Baker, Mitchell County line. Heavier activity, we are picking that up coming through Randolph County as well as areas of Stewart County. Now, notice some areas have a brief lull in the activity, meaning that, hey, you're not going to stay dry for the rest of today. There is more rain that will be heading our way as we get that southerly push of moisture into South Georgia. And as we move throughout the rest of this evening, once again, keep in mind of rapidly rising water, especially on the roadways. And if you're in those low-lying areas that are prone to flash flooding, keep a watchful eye. There'll be a break here and there for the rest of this evening, but notice we are still looking at scattered activity with rain likely moving into the overnight. And that's how we'll kick off our Monday. So for those of you heading out the door early in the morning, especially as schools are heading back, just be aware that definitely need the rain gear before heading out the door. For the rest of this Sunday evening, we'll have those pockets of moderate to heavy rainfall. And although things gradually taper off, still rather damp during the overnight. And here we start out Monday morning. Pockets of moderate to heavy rain, not in all areas, but it will be a damp start to our day. Won't be long before things get much wetter, and that takes us toward mid-morning on into the afternoon. And here we are into our Monday evening. Not quite as widespread. Looks like we got another break, but there's still more rain to come as we move on through the rest of this week. So for the rest of this Sunday evening, showers and storms are likely. Temperatures will hold fairly steady in the mid-70s. And as we get into our Monday, for many of you heading out the door, scattered showers and storms will be likely. Watch out for those low-lying areas as well as water covering roadways across the area. Temperature-wise, still dealing with much cooler conditions. Highs will only rise upper 70s, low 80s. And just remember about rising water. One thing you don't want to do is drive across a road that is covered with water. And remember, it only takes about 1 foot of water in order for that car to be washed away. Check out your First Alert extended 7-day forecast. Rainy weather holds on Monday with the flood watch until 8 p.m. We still have more showers and storms around on Tuesday, even Wednesday, but then it becomes more typical. The scattered variety during the afternoon and evening, at least we will continue to enjoy those below average temperatures with highs holding mostly in the upper 80s on into the weekend.